Parents. They don't? Oh, they don't? Oh, okay. That's what she told me. Well, Anita Woodley is our next storyteller, and this will be her second time at the Monti. And the first time we sat down at University Mall in Chapel Hill, and she told me various versions of the story. University Mall, if you don't know, is a very quiet and sedate mall. There's no bustle, no hustle going on there. It's very quiet. Until Anita shows up to tell Jeff a story, and then that place is on fire. I mean, she can tell a story and she never lets up. It's not like, oh, let's keep it down because people are trying to do. No, it's always on 11. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be on 11 right now. So are you guys ready? Yeah. Let's give it up for Anita Woodley.
Thank you for letting me be myself again. Because being well and being you isn't easy when you're not really trying to be you. For instance, I was trying to be a whole bunch of people when it all started out. Especially, it was about in January. I got this phone call one day from a lady named A.C. Pepper, as in always chillin' Pepper. She was my best friend in elementary school, and she was calling me off a street corner. She stopped hoeing and a bunch of other stuff, but we won't go into that. I was glad to hear for her because it was like 25 years since I ever heard from her again. So my little brother found her, put her on the phone, and it was like a ghost from my past came. And I was like, oh my God, I had all these feelings, like, all these memories about this woman. And one of the things that came up was how she taught me how to be a woman. Like, she taught me how to get what I wanted in a neighborhood, which was difficult because we grew up in poverty. There were broke pimps and old whores that were learning how to walk again, It was just weird, And I just knew, I had a feeling that I would make it out of that situation if I just stayed focused. And so A.C. Pepper, and I was A.C. Salt, always chilling salt. We kind of worked it out together, and she told me, you know what, girl, I'm going to teach you how to get chocolate. And she knew I loved chocolate, and not just any kind of chocolate. I'm talking about that Nestle white chocolate bar with the little chips of, almonds in it. It was 25 cents, and it had that foil that was really thin. When you pull it, it goes... You kind of just do it like a spiral kind of thing. Oh, anyway, it was so good. So she told me, I know how to get chocolate. So I was on. I was like, let's do this. And she said, let's use your purse. We're going to need your purse. And I said, oh, no, you can't have the purse. So I'm hiding the purse. And she's like, well, what's wrong? I said, well, I have Super Maxi Kotex in here with wings. They're my mother's, and I don't have any because she's not going to buy any for me. And I had them where they kind of folded in the purse, and then when you zipped it, it looked like a chia pet was in there because all the fibers were sticking up. It was like that yellow box of Kotex that says Kotex, and you walk down the street trying to hide it. It doesn't quite work. So she convinced me to get rid of all the Kotex out of there, which I was like, well, if I eat chocolate, my mama said I'm going to make a lot of blood. So what I'm going to need, well, for the men, if women eat a lot of chocolate, never mind. Okay, talk to you ladies about that. And so I did it because I was desperate, and I figured while I'm walking to the store, I'm just going to really clench, and it's 13 blocks. So I just walk like this. So I can keep everything in the middle so I don't have any accidents. Well, we get to the store. It's Lucky's. It's the one that we always go to with my mama on the first when she get her welfare check. And we walk in, and I get to the aisle, and she says, okay, Salt, open the purse. They go to king-size bars. Go ahead and put them in your bag. I'm like, we're stealing? I didn't even get it while my purse was empty. So anyway, it's too late. We're in it. She's looking at me mean. I fill the purse up. We get all the candy in there, and I turn around to walk away, and there's the security guard. And I just started telling myself, he didn't just see what happened. He didn't just see what I just did. So I decided to keep my walk going, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to look like I don't have my pads with me, and I'm not going to have all this chocolate in my purse. And as soon as the little shutters are closing, I feel an arm on my arm. And I'm like, oh my God, he says, step into the back of the store. And I was like, oh God, he caught us. So we get back there and he starts flicking these Polaroid pictures of us. And it's like this wall full of pictures, but I noticed my friend AC Peppa is on the wall. Like she grew up on the wall. It was weird. It was like a little one, a bigger one, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 13, 11, 11, 11, 12, 1. You know, they just got out of order. It was just like a collage, like some freak show. And I was like, girl, you been stealing for this long? She's like, be quiet, I didn't do nothing. It was all you. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm begging the security guard. I'm like, please let me out of here, right? So I'm like, I won't steal. He's like, I know you're a good girl, all this stuff. So he ends up letting me go. We didn't really talk after that because I was just pissed off at her. And then she got pregnant at 15. And my mom was like, that's it, you're not hanging with her ass no more. Because birds of the feather flock together, and if she's screwing, then you're going to be screwing. So she had a point. I didn't feel like screwing. I wasn't at that point. So I actually just stopped being her friend. Well, 4 months later, she ends up murdering a guy. Yeah, 16 years old, she became a drug dealer. And she said she was in the bathroom. The guy took a pass on her, so she lit him up. And then she decided to hide, which I really didn't get this. Like, if you murder somebody, shouldn't you be like on America's Most Wanted where they go to another state? Well, when you murder someone and you don't have funds, you hide like in somebody's backyard. I didn't get it, so she got caught, and that's where the 25 years happened, because she was in prison the whole time, and that's why I'm just hearing from her. She was locked up all that time for killing this guy. So I was glad that my mother saved me from that experience, and what happened after that is my mother had cancer. And I didn't even realize that she was changing, like the little dark spots on her face and, you know, the itching on her hand. She says from using too much Purex. You know, I didn't even know what was going on. I'm so busy trying to be all these other people. I wasn't even paying attention to my mother sitting here cancering, or whatever you call it, at the time. So then I just told my mom, I said, you know, so what am I supposed to do? You got like a month left. You know, you need to train me up. You're about to be out of here. What's going on? And she said, well, you know, just be a good person. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I mean, Willy Wonka was a good person. What do you do? What do the Oompa Loompas do? You know, I don't have no life experience at all except for AC Peppa, which was not a lot of experience. So then my mother says on this hospital bed, and she has like all her ribs taken out and her heart in a little cup where the ribs were because she was allergic to plastic, but Medicare only covers with plastic. So if you're allergic to plastic, you just deal with it. And she said, you only have one life to live while you're in the general hospital when all your children are standing there. I'm like, isn't that from the soap operas? She's like, hell yeah, I'm reaching. So I just loved it because my mother was really into it. And you know, one of the things about her that was really funny, like, you know how you like calling your mother's name? Like, just call out whatever you call your mother. Just say it out loud. Yeah, you call her, right? And she answers, right? You know, my mother would be like, what, MF and so-and-so, whatever. I loved it, though. But the thing I really loved about her is she brought out the stories in me. She taught me how to communicate what I was thinking, regardless of what everybody else thinking. Everybody in a penguin suit, then you wear a sports bra. There you go. That'll set it off, kind of thing, which is the earrings come in. And one of the things she really liked was Oprah Winfrey, which I know that's her name, but my mama called her Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah was my new person that I wanted to be like after AC Peppa. Because she was on TV and all these white people paid attention to her. I mean, my only experience with white people were police that whip your butt, take you to the park and have you with a brown bag to walk back in the neighborhood half naked. That was my experience with white people, so I really didn't like y'all. I mean, I just didn't have any choice. So I'm watching her and I said, look at all these white people. And she walked around with that mic. Come here. What's your opinion? And they gave it to her. I said, she's ruling white men. This big fat black lady is telling these little white people what to do. It was just so encouraging in the projects. I had nothing else to do. Don't blame me. So the next thing I know, she started getting skinny. Her hair stayed big, but she started getting skinny. And then I told my mom, you know, I need to exercise more. My thighs getting too big. I'm not in Oprah mode anymore. You know. And then she got fat again. And so I'm putting pillows on while I'm watching TV. You know, sitting there. How you feel? Why you crying? You know, kind of thing. And then I just gave up on her. All that yo-yo diet stuff, I couldn't deal with it. I was like, look, you are not the one. And then this old white man came on. At least I thought he was old. His name was MacGyver. And I said, that's it. I'm about to be like MacGyver. That is the choice of the day. I mean, the man was nifty. He could put duct tape, turn it into a time bomb, open up a house, save a child with a shoestring. I mean, who wouldn't want to be MacGyver? I know I was a little unrealistic. I am a black woman. So I tried it out to see if, you know, I can just channel my inner MacGyver. So I went to 2nd grade and I decided the kids don't have books because they're crack kids and their parents don't take them to school, so I'm going to steal all of the gifted education books. I'm going to sleep in the ditto room and make mini dittos for them, and then I'm going to put it in a duffel bag, put my Hubba Bubba gum into the door, and then I'm going to put some duct tape on it, and I'm going to pull the blackout curtain over the open window, and then I'm going to throw my duffel bag out, cover it with a whole bunch of vines, and then I'm going to jump out of there and drag it 13 blocks home and teach the crack kids. Oh, and I'm going to get the movie projector and all the Snow White films. And the tape recorder. And I did just that. Well, the only problem was my mom liked to clean up, so she flipped my mattress and all the teaching stuff is there, including her high heels that I stole and her little hairpiece that I used to put on, because I wanted to be a teacher. So I'd sit there with my legs kind of bowed, because it made my booty look big, and I'd say, "What are you writing today?" And then I'd take my right hand, and I didn't know the lady was left-handed, that's why she wrote like that. So I was writing like this. I was a teacher. I had report cards and everything for the kids. And my mother passed out, took it all to the school, and they said, "Well, your crack habit is getting out of control, isn't it, ma'am?" She said, "What? You told her to steal this." And then I was like, "No, I'm a teacher, I have evidence." Why did I have a file cabinet, which I stole too? Yeah, if you drag it, it's just easy. You just pull it, right? Hide it in bushes a little bit down the way. And I had dittos and everything, and they were amazed. I was like an 8-year-old teacher. And they said, "You know, we'll let you still teach, just don't steal anymore." So me and MacGyver, maybe it was just because I was black and stealing, I don't know, MacGyver got to steal and he got a show. I didn't get it. So anyway, I left MacGyver alone. And then I had this novel idea. Why don't I just try being myself? I had no idea what that was. I mean, after I had boyfriends, I was like, "What's your favorite food?" "Spaghetti." Why? Because he likes it? I don't know. So then I started saying, "What do I like?" "Hell no, I don't like spaghetti." "Oh, I don't like this and that." And I started walking in my own. And then I became a journalist, and I realized I didn't have to be fat, skinny, fat, skinny. I didn't have to be MacGyver. I didn't have to keep duct tape in my car and tie people up and save people. I mean, that's all nice, but I just didn't have to do it. And then I just said, "You know what? I'm not going to be any more of these people anymore. I'm going to wear all these colors that I just pull out my closet in the morning. I'm going to make things like this that just move around for no reason. I'm going to tell stories that nobody else will tell. I'm going to get married," oh my God, which nobody in my community did. And I turned white, so hello brothers and sisters. Got my dream to be MacGyver. Once I got married and had a child that spoke standard English, that was it. The minute I stopped saying "police say" in the library and the kindergarten, I lost my pass. But like I told them, I was in an ESL class full of Asian students. I worked hard on that. Proof. You know, Irish box. I worked hard to get rid of that mess. But it didn't work out when I tried to go on TV. I couldn't sound Middle America. I would always say, "And the police say, Helion Gonzalez." They was like, "Oh, hell no, cut. So then I decided to go behind the scenes and be a producer. I figured that way I can do me and I don't have to worry about that. So I made the choice to be who you see now. It's a work in progress, but damn sure ain't MacGyver, Oprah, or Pepper. And I ain't even salt no more. I just forgot about that too. So it's just making the choice to stand in who you are and to just embody that no matter what. And just do it, because when it's time to go, you only have one life to live when you're in a general hospital. Thank you.